Welcome. In front of me is a Xiaomi 13 and today I will show you a couple tweaks and the tricks you can do on this device. Now, to get started, we're going to begin with the Always On display, which can be found under the Always On display and lock screen. So here you will find the Always On display. It will be off by default, so you can turn it on if you want to. Now here we actually have some decent amount of customizations for it. So we have things like display items for 10 seconds after tapping, so it will only show it. The Always On display won't be shown all the time, only like right here. Then it, I believe, dims out and you can tap on the screen to bring it up. Now, moving on to additional customizations, in here we have a signature, so we can have some kind of like writing on here. We have the clocks, we have several different ones to choose from, kaleidoscopes, again all with time, this one is digital though, and then we have some additional like more interesting ways of displaying time, and backgrounds as well. So you can choose whichever one you want. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be the what they call detect gaze. The naming here is a little bit weird, but the detect gaze allows the device to monitor your face, and if it detects that you are looking at it, it will keep the screen always on. So it won't start dimming it out as long as you're looking at it. Now this, I believe, is under the display, although I could be wrong. No, it was under the Always On display. So right here, detect gaze, you can tap that on. And as you can see, it even tells you device won't lag when it detects that you are looking at the screen. It's similar to what I believe Motorola has, so it's kind of copied, but still, for reading some articles on the websites or stuff like that, your phone won't dim out after you don't touch the display because you're engaged in reading it. So yeah, this will basically prevent the device from dimming or locking the display, which is pretty neat. Now moving on to the next thing, it's going to be the color scheme. Now this won't be for everybody, only for people that find the default colors to be a little bit overdone. So if you look at this and find that it's a little bit too colorful for you, to the point that it might be just overdone, you can turn it down by going under to the display, color scheme, and here we have several different ones. So we have the vivid, which is recommended. Then we have saturated, which is basically the same thing. As you can see, there's a very little difference. The only difference that I can tell, it looks kind of like in the brightness of the colors. Now, not necessarily saturation of the color, it's more like the colors are still as colorful, they're just not as bright. Now we have then original colors, which is restore standard colors of screen content with color calibration. So this will be the more accurate color, and this is what I would prefer. Typically, I prefer to have things looking accurate, as for instance, whoever created some image intended it to look like on their end when they were using color calibrated monitors. And this strives to basically also reproduce the same kind of look that the creator of the image that you will be looking at most likely used. So that is what I tend to strive to, or at least prefer in general, even if the colors aren't as so poppy as they are normally with the saturated or the whatever like weird color namings that they have. I just prefer it looking more natural or as the creator of something intended. Now this will probably be the best solution or best choice for people that tend to watch movies. Obviously, movies were created specifically in a way to be color calibrated in some way, at least on the end when they were created. And you can enable this and hopefully have a similar experience to what the creator of the movie envisioned. Now moving on, still sticking with the display section, here we have the AI Image Enhancing or AI Image Engine, but it's basically enhancements to images. So number one, we have the super resolution. This will use upscaling to basically upscale the video. Features slightly increases power consumption, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but basically it upscales the resolution of a video. So if you want to enable this, some videos that might be looking a little bit blurry because they're, for instance, old. Hopefully this will help you out, but like the little message states here, because it is technically using processor to process the image most likely 30 or 60 times per second, depending on what video you're watching. And then based on that, it's trying to make the image look sharper. It will be consuming more of your battery, only when you're watching content that needs to be upscaled. Now below that we also have the image enhancement. So this basically changes it in what makes it a little bit more vibrant. Okay, whoop-de-doo. So identify objects, aka plants, animals, buildings, blah blah blah. The feature slightly increases power consumption, which again, same as the video, it uses processor to define what's what and then improves it based on that. So it will need some more processor than just displaying the image as it would normally do. Only images from the gallery apps can be enhanced, so that's a little bit of a bummer. Obviously you won't be enhancing everything that you look at, so just your gallery. Then we have AI HDR enhancements, so it basically fakes HDR onto videos. So again, something that you might be interested in. Now moving on to the next thing, it's going to be the hide notification icons. And I believe we can quickly access it by sliding all the way down in the display section and going to Control Center and Status Bar. And here we have the toggle right here, Show Notification Icons. And as you can see, we have a couple notifications right here, like the setup, some copy or whatever. You can just toggle them all off. Now, the notifications are still present in my notifications center right here, and I can get rid of them, but they just won't be showing in my status bar to give it a more clean look. And while you're in here, you can also edit the way your battery looks like, so you can have it not show percentages, show the percentage in the battery as it's by default, or have it a little bit bigger next to the battery. So it's completely up to you which one you prefer. And also you can hide notch in here if you're being bothered by the little hole punched camera, though at this point I don't think anybody is anymore, considering we had to deal with them for already like half a decade, so yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next and last option, it's going to be the gesture navigation, and you can find that under the, where was it? Now Xiaomi is one of those companies that even in the same kind of like phone, so if you would have 13 and 13 Pro as an example, tends to just change the name of their gestures to something like full screen display, and also mess up the location of them, so they don't have it in the same place all the time, which is a little bit annoying. So I'm gonna just search for it. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Okay, so here it's system navigation, and as you can see we have gestures and buttons, and before it was called full screen navigation or something like that, or full screen apps, whatever it was. But anyway, as you can see we have the two options right here. I did use buttons from the beginning, but I do prefer gestures myself. Now when you select the gestures, it will ask you if you want to learn them, and now if you haven't used them before, then obviously just go through the learning process. It's very simple, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure majority of the people already have used the gestures prior to this and know how they function. So I'm gonna select not now and just have it enabled. And there we go. Now we can also hide a full screen indicator. This will hide the bar from the bottom and give you a cleaner look. And that's it. So anyway, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.